I'm going to
Yeah.
try. I'm going to make an effort, and I'm going to try and get through the entire interview without accidentally calling you the Little River Band. I'm going to try.
Man, beautiful. I'm a little bit less of an asshole than Glenn Shorrock, so I've been told. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Ah, that's the quote.
That's it. There you go. There you go. Wicked.
Less of an asshole. I like that.
Yeah, slightly.
Mate, you guys supported the darkness in a castle, which now that I say it is like the most rock and roll sentence just ever uttered. How did that experience go?
That was absolutely unreal. And we were already part of the way through our tour when we got hit up to do it with them. And because we'd supported them twice in Australia before, and then it was just like when the offer came through, Paddy, our bass player who does a lot of our management stuff, he was like, "Oh, you want to play with the darkness at a castle?" And so we were like, "Yeah, fucking oath." But rolling up there because they have all the castle tours and everything, so they were finishing that up as we were driving down like this one-way street, on the other side of the moat to start loading in and everything. And then you get in and it's just in the castle grounds. I don't know what the outside bit's called, but it's like I'm guessing where they trained horses and fucking swordsmen and shit like that. And then our green room was at the top of a watchtower. So you go up and it's from like the 10th century or whatever. So it was fucking unreal. And then like 8,000 people there. It was absolutely amazing.
I feel like more concert venues need moats. Like,
Oh man, it was so because when we're standing up, like just looking out the window and going, "Fuck, what do you reckon that there would have been like eels, crocodiles, like all that sort of shit? What would you put in your moat? I don't know. You'd put maybe electrify it."
I love it. Mate, what other than obviously playing in 10th century castles, what kind of response did you get on your European tour? Were there any hiccups?
So, because we're all self-managed, right? We do everything ourselves, and it was quite a mammoth task because we were over there for 62 days, I think, and there was no hiccups, and 85% of our shows sold out pre-sale. So we were doing between 300 and 500 rooms, but like when we announced the first show was in London, that sold out in 4 days. We had to double the venue size, more than double it actually, and then that sold out as well pre-sale. And then from there, it'd be like a week out. We're going, yeah, Manchester sold out, Glasgow sold out, this is sold out, da da da. And people were frothing for it. Like we're going, how do these people fucking know who we are? So it was unreal.
What kind of message does that send to you? I mean, that's got to be reassuring.
It was vindicating and reassuring, and it was awesome because the vibe in the room when we'd like walk out and the crowd would just erupt in these pubs and they're singing every word to every song and they're all smiling like that. Like that's the best feeling about being in a band when you walk out there and when you're playing, you look out in the crowd and you see people smiling. You're going, this is a good thing that we're doing, and it's very reassuring and reassuring to keep doing what you're doing as well.
It must be, I mean, obviously I interview, a lot of musicians and I've said this a couple of times. It must be the weirdest thing in the world to be, writing a song in your bedroom or whatever, and then flying to the other side of the world and having people you have never met singing your song back to you. Uh,
It's fucking surreal, man. Yeah, totally. And especially when people come up to you, and that's the beauty of music. It's like people can take whatever they want from it. And when people come up and go, man, this song means the world to me, like da 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 da, and you don't really know the reasons why, but they've found some connection with it. And like you said, we're on the other side of the world. Like when we easy for me to say when we're in places where people don't even speak the same fucking language and they're doing it, and you're going far out, like it's just a surreal feeling to think about. And even when I'm thinking about it now, I'm going, yeah, it's the best kind of weird. There's obviously bad weird in life, and this is the best kind of weird. It's fucking yeah. It's hard to put into words, as you can tell.
Hey, at this point, like obviously rock is a very old genre. Who do you see as the kings of rock and roll and why?
So across
Across, sorry?
history, like of sort of
Yeah,
all
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yep. So for me personally, I mean, obviously you've got your bands like the Stones, etc., etc. But for me, I like Van Halen, Leonard Skinner, like Cold Chisel, like AC/DC, and all those sorts of bands that are obvious. that are so themselves, whatever their thing is, like this is this band, this is this band, and it's like it's genuine. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is who we are. We're not fucking changing for anybody. That to me is like the essence of rock and roll, because it can span so much, especially now, but it's not performative unless you Kiss and you go all out with it. Then that's fucking awesome. But there's like a genuineness to it all that can be completely different. But it's this fucking thing that they do that is then the accelerator pedal goes on in their own way. And that to me is the rock and roll element of it, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So what was the concept behind Vice City 3?
So it's a follow-up story to, actually stems from our first Vice City, was a true story, and the names were changed to protect the guilty. But I was like, fuck, I've always loved the, Goodfellas and The Departed and Casino and all that sort of shit. And I was like, fuck, we could actually turn this into a bit of an ongoing story yet. So there's a Vice City 4 and 5 in the works as well, but it's all just about, bad boys doing bad things, and sometimes they get their comeuppance, sometimes they don't. But, one person's bad boys, another person's good, honest businessman just trying to make a buck in the modern world, So it's definitely drawn on experiences of people that I know. Obviously, I won't go into that to protect them, but, the shady underside of life.
Yeah, I must admit, I saw the font that was used for Vice City, and of course, my mind immediately went to Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, no, totally. We definitely lent into that. And when I was thinking about it, because I was like, what? I was like, it just sounds too good. Vice City just sounds too good. And it sums up, all the goings on. It is essentially, the shit that you do in the game, but finding people in real life that have done it and which obviously inspired the game, and then just sort of taken from that bit by bit. And there's always some fucking, I was about to say the C word there, I didn't. There's always some dodgy bastard that's out there doing it. So you don't have to look too far to find someone out there giving it a red hot go, which is nice. Better them than me.
The video looked like a lot of fun. What was it like to make?
Oh, yeah. No, that was really good. That was really, really good. It was funny when I wrote it out. I was like, the song to me, as I was writing the lyrics, I was like, this is a movie. One day we want to make the entire movie start to finish. So obviously this is part 3, but getting the boys to come in was like, we had the perfect cast in the band, and then we had the perfect cast of mates to play the guys. It's like, look, here's your thing. Just do this. You'll be fucking perfect at it. People go, I'm not a fucking actor, man. I said, no one is. Just trust us. Do this, and you'll be fucking awesome. And it looks at people go, you nailed the casting of that. And go, yep, well, these are just our friends. So take that what you will.
I saw the press shot that came with the press release, and I have to ask, how important are dynamite abs to rock and roll?
Oh, man, I don't really do too much to do that. That's just me being pretty skinny. Me and my old man have quite the metabolism. So yeah, I think I've got like 7% body fat or something like that, which is apparently what pro bodybuilders have. But yeah, that shit sort of comes a bit naturally. I try to go the other way sometimes and put on some weight, but I think I've found my fighting weight at whatever this is now.
Hey, what can you tell me about D.I.Y? How long have you been working on it?
So we had the concept for ages because the band has changed so many times over the years. We always thought the songs were good, and for whatever reason, we could just never nail them in the studio. We're like, we want to give these songs a proper home and give them like the send off into the world that they never got over the years. And now that the lineup that we've got now in the band is fucking, the lineup, we were able to actually go into the studio together, all 4 of us, sit down like a rock and roll band, play without singing, and then just do the singing on top. So it's just 4 guys sitting in a room. And we'd had that concept for about 2 years. And then we went and recorded it all in January. Then once we got in contact with CVA, our label, and we're like, look, we've got this thing. This is what we want to do. We think our fans will love it. We think it's our best foot forward for new fans. And it's already been really well received. All the pre-orders and everything are going off around the world. So people are pretty stoked on it. And it's the album that we've always wanted to make. It's a rock and roll band playing rock and roll in a room. You know, no click tracks, none of that sort of bullshit. It's just a fucking rock band playing in a room, which to me are all the great albums, you know, all my favorite albums anyway. Great's a subjective term, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. What were the biggest challenges of putting it together?
This one was fucking piece of piss, man. Honestly, once we got in, we just rehearsed for a few days before, which is a lot for us, and then just went in, sat down, and did it, and then just chucked the vocals on. And because we've been playing these songs for so many years, it was kind of like, you know, riding a bike. We knew exactly what we were trying to achieve. Just go and play the songs a couple of times, pick the best take, which was often the first one, and then just go from there. So it's nice to get one, you know, get a win in that was actually relatively stress free. The hardest bit about it was we were fucking away as we were getting ready to announce it and setting up all the pre-orders and shit. So we're on the other side of the world dealing with CVA in Australia and just trying to coordinate everything to make sure that when we launched it, it was fucking, you know, all systems go. So that was, as it always is, the admin side was the fuckery. Nothing to do with the music.
Mate, I'm glad that, you know, for once, it's nice to hear people not having to struggle. A lot, not having everything be a struggle for once. So I like it, man.
We've done that, mate. We've done that, and that's why I'm so appreciative of it, because it's like, oh fuck, yeah, appreciate this one, mate, because they're not all like this, and the next one probably won't be. Take the wins where you can get them.
100%. So what are you've got an Australian tour coming up. So yeah, what are you most looking forward to?
Just getting back on the road, man. I get fucking bored. It's funny when you get back from, you know, like we were doing mega drives every day in Europe. So when you get home, you're like, oh, wicked, I'm home. And then about 3 days later, you're like, so when are we playing again? Because you do. It's fully like a drug, man. So to be able to get out, you know, a bunch of places that we've obviously played before, but we're playing a bunch of new places as well. And we're kind of just taking the model that we did over in Europe and just getting a van once we get to Melbourne and just going up the coast. So that's how I like to spend my weeks, man. Fucking just playing to people and hopefully putting a few smiles on faces, really.
Nice. So how do you have you developed any tricks for putting up with the rigors of touring?
Lots and lots and lots of water during the day. So the only thing that you got to really worry about, in my point of view, is losing your voice. Like that's the main thing as a singer. I've been finding, and it's literally you've just got to fucking drink, you know, 3 liters of water a day, and then with that comes needing to piss every 8 minutes or so. So that's become probably the most rigorous thing. Boys, can we pull over? Boys, can we pull over? But the rest of it, we're so lucky to have a great crew of people like us four. We're all best mates, and our crew that we've got with us, everyone just sort of goes, we're going to make this the best time possible with all the fuckery and all the travel and everything. And everyone's just sort of got into the point now where like, this is what we make of it. So we just try to have the best time. So it's fucking as cruisy can be, really. What? Not as cruisy can be, as cruisy as touring can be.
Vital distinction. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, dude, thank you very much for your time today. Yeah,
I'm really appreciate it, man.
easy. And yeah, man, all the best. Enjoy the tour. And yeah, man, I'll see you around the traps.
Beautiful. Hit up Joe if you want to come down to one of the shows.
No worries, mate.